Hello, world. Today I am going over my Chinese New Year's resolutions. So, what does that mean? For any of you who have missed your New Year's resolutions, Chinese New Year is right around the corner. So, their New Year starts at a different time, which I consider my New Year because I'm in China. Also, I was traveling a lot during the beginning of January. I've already started on most of these goals, and I haven't really had time to fully process my thoughts until now. And hopefully, I'll have it posted soon. For me, I don't have any other social media, so YouTube is just an outlet. So, for my Chinese New Year's resolutions, they're more goals. I hate to be like resolutions, but does that mean we just need to hate on the practice of having goals for the year or just not to do something because doing it might be cringe? No, that's ridiculous. So you should still have goals. Are all of them going to come out at the beginning of the year? Maybe not. I'll probably update my goals along the way, maybe add some others. Maybe I'll get something new in my head that I just never thought of while compiling this list. The main list was the first 10, but I kept going and I had a few more. Like I said, it's not limited to the terms and conditions of this list. You're just making sure this thing's on. All right, so let's start. First of all, it's been new being back here in China or really being kind of settled in China for the last little while. So I have plenty to get used to. So a lot of my goals and why I also call these my Chinese New Year's resolutions are a lot of them are China specific, as this is kind of my lifelong term. So I will refer to my notes. So my first goal, actually, fortunately, I already hit it in about the end of January, early February. This was a work goal, so I'm not going to go too much into it here. Might talk about it later, but it was just, for side work. And it's a bit of, I'm looking for the word, it's a bit of a controversial take now, the word of passive income. This was about getting some side income streams and passive income up, and I've reached those targets, so I got to rearrange that one. So that was one. Essentially have some passive income streams. That's already been achieved, so I gotta up that goal. I don't want to talk about that too much in depth just because it's a whole topic that I'd have to explain a lot and probably subject for another video. Okay, so this is one I really want to do, but it's not going to change my life as much as some of the other ones on this list, is learn the split. So I want to be able to do a full side split. I've already started doing it. I think I've uploaded one short or something. I am still practicing. I still have a long way to go. I need to practice a little bit more consistently, and I've just always wanted to be able to do it. It would be awesome just to be able to get into a split. Naturally, my flexibility is decent, but it could be better. But I believe I can do this year. And another thing is I want to document it, which means I'm going to continue to upload as I do it. Not every time I train splits will I upload it, but I might make a compilation. You'll see. If you see it, you see it. So the next one was a family one. So for anybody who doesn't know, I was not estranged, but I wasn't talking to a lot of my family for a while, and a lot of that changed in the past few years. Reconnected with my brothers, my sisters. I saw my parents after like 5 years. And so this year, I want to try to see my family more. And I actually have more family members that I need to make amends with because we're not on the best terms. So that's one of my goals for this year. A little bit personal as well, so I won't get into all the grotesque details, but reconnecting with family, let's just say that. So, comprehensive workout program done consistently. This is something I've been on recently. So I've been back to working out. I used to work in a gym. I used to weight lift a lot. I still work out. I still go to the gym. I still ride bikes. Now I would say I'm fit, but I'm not as, like I said, comprehensive. Like I'm not as flexible or mobile or have as good endurance as I would like to have. So when I mean comprehensive workout program, it means I need to be training. So I bought a skipping rope too. I want to be another one down on the list about running. But I want, rather than just bodybuilding or weightlifting, it more comprehensive. And I'm still fit now, and I want to get maybe a little bit more, probably lean or ripped. So I've been jacked before, but I want to, well, I don't mind being jacked, but I want to be more lean. Maybe do a competition in the future. That's not this year. If I'm doing a competition, a natural bodybuilding competition, I would like to do it within 2 years, but I don't have my heart set on that. If my brother ends up doing it, I might do one with him because he's done one before. So that's my main fitness goal. This is kind of the biggest one, and the biggest one that's going to change my life is I want to become, in this very nebulous term, I want to become more fluent in Chinese. I said comfortable in Chinese because I'm learning new words every day, but I'm not comfortable having like a deep conversation. And to what I understand, I'm not as comfortable expressing and talking with it. Not because I literally feel uncomfortable, but I just don't have that proficiency of use, and I haven't had enough straight up practice. Even when I hear it, I need to be in the situations where you're like, what was that word? And it's starting to happen, but it's going to take some time. But I believe this year I can at least get to the level I want to be proficient enough. That doesn't mean I need to be fluent, like perfectly fluent, but I should be able to have a certain level of proficiency, handle myself in conversations. It's getting better, but hey, that is the one that's going to transform my life and give me more freedom and independence here in China. Okay, so the next one is a bit weird. Well, you know what? It's not weird, but it might be a bit out there. I want to publish something this year, whether it's a short story collection, a novel. I have several in my back catalog. For those of you who don't know, probably everybody, I like writing more than speaking. Speaking to the camera is something that I want to get better at because I like to write and I want to communicate ideas, but maybe they'll be in book form, but I also want to be able to speak it out. So the reason I started this YouTube channel, part of it was so I could get better at speaking. I'm good in conversations, I find, but this is just something new to me. If I want to do any public speaking in the future, anything like that. And if I were to script a video, I find my writing for stories and writing for scripts are different. Anyways, I just want to publish a work or get into, like, to actually call myself a writer. Yes, I write, but I haven't officially published a work other than, online or anything like that. Like, I want to get it into a short story compilation or publish a novel. I want to publish my first work this year. And I'm working on these daily. So not all of them, can't do everything in one day. So journal consistently. This is one I've been off and on with for years. This year, it's been okay so far. Hasn't been on the top of my priorities this past week, honestly, but this is the result of me journaling. So journal more consistently. The next one is I used to read a lot. I still read. I'm in the middle of a couple books right now, but I read 100 books. Now, a lot of these goals aren't, I need to hit this certain target. They're aspirational. So 100 books is what I'd like to hit. That's reading. I also include audiobooks. I also include comics by volume. So that's why I put it at 100. Because if I put it at 50, if I listen to like 20 books and read 20 books and then another 20 comic books, I'm going to hit 50. I've reached 50 reading and audiobooking and comics last year, and I didn't even read for like half the year. So that's why I put 100 books. Just that little caveat. And I put consistent posts. So I put social media. As I said earlier, I don't have any other social media other than WeChat, and I don't post on that. So I'd like to post consistently here. Why? I'm not trying to amass a huge following to, become a YouTuber or an influencer, but this is my outlet. I enjoy it. There's something there's something a little less refined about being able to post things here rather than when I write, I always feel like I need to edit, write. So this gets to be a little bit more raw. Even if I edit it, I don't know, there's something in a video that I feel like you can do it and put it out there and think about it less. It haunts me less. And why not? Okay, another fitness one. I want to free hold a handstand. I can handstand, off the wall handstand, but I want to free hold 10, 20, 30 seconds would be ideal. If I could do it in a minute, that's great. I want to document this as well. I have not been working on this one so far this year. Full disclosure, I almost forgot that this was on my list. So free standing, again, if anybody doesn't know that, I need to be able to go from the floor up on my hands and hold that, no support. And I'd like to at least get 30 seconds hold. If I go more, I go more, but that's what I'm going. So maintain meditations. If any of you have watched any of my previous videos, I have about 60 days of 10 to 15, I think at least maybe a couple, I might be exaggerating, 20-minute meditations. I'm maintaining that. So these couple weeks since I made the video of my meditation, I haven't directly sat down to meditate. I will be doing that after I film this video though. And if there's anything noteworthy in meditations, I will be updating it, but I just decided not to do the daily recordings, not because I don't want to daily meditate, but I don't know. I feel like it would be interesting after I got to like 100 or not 1,000, but because it gives me receipts. But I realized kind of that's not the way I want to go upload. Anyways, I have a lot more to say on meditation, but again, for another time. Running as a habit. So again, something I did last year was I entered the Spartan race. I ended up training and running for it. And I realized I used to run as a teenager. I loved, track and field type of stuff. And it was one of those things that I just stopped doing. So I would like to get proficient at running. Honestly, I've been a little bit of a wuss with this. I bike almost every day, but I'm like, oh, it's cold. I don't want to run in the cold. It's not that cold. But we're just about at spring, the spring festival, Chinese New Year. So I'll be more inclined to run outdoors. I'll probably be running up the hill near my house though. So this is this one, okay? And this is kind of what gave me the idea to film right here. I kind of like the positioning. I was going to have some daylight behind me, but I got busy, okay? Piano, I want to learn. This is the first target, not all I'll do, but I want to learn at least one song on the piano. I'm going to start with a simple one, and if that proves too easy, I'll reevaluate the goal. As I said, not all the goals will just be listed right off the bat. Okay. So just making sure I'm still filming. So we'll learn one song on piano. And I have started to play around with the piano, but I haven't started to learn a song yet. I think I'm right now on 14. I wrote about 15 of these. I thought I only did 10. Take a solo trip. So I love traveling with people, but I want to take a solo trip because when I was back in uni, a lot of my trips were solo, and I kind of miss that vibe of just going somewhere else and feeling almost alone in the universe. Like, hello, is anybody out there? Just feeling like a small speck in a big world. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reminiscent of my derelict, wandering days, but I want to do one solo trip this year. This one is, a little bit fitness, a little bit, health related as well. 3-day, I want to do a 3-day fast, water fast, so I'd only be drinking water. Maybe I'll have tea. I'm not a big coffee guy, but I might have coffee if I need that to get me through the days, but I should be fine. Probably just water. So a water fast for 3 days. That's one. And a water fast for 5 days. Now I can do both, but I have to do the 5 days. I can do a 3-day as practice to work up to the 1 day of the 5 day. I'll probably start. I've fasted plenty of times in the past, but I've never fasted like 3 consecutive days or 5 days just on water. I've done 24-hour fasts. I've done more than 24 hours. Today I did probably like a 20-hour fast, if maybe 18, 20-hour fast today. It was kind of a long intermittent fast today. Just worked out that way. Was just feeling one of those days. And this one is just a romantic idea of mine. I want to watch more sunsets and more sunrises. So this was actually when I was visiting my parents in Egypt. There's a beautiful sunset off the countryside house, and I just would go up there in the evenings to watch the sunset. And when I'd wake up on time, I'm usually good at waking up, and I'd watch the sunset and sunrise. Then in the evening, the twilight, I'd watch the sunset. And what I noticed is this really kind of allowed me to sit, reflect on my day, or reflect on what's to come. It allowed me to take stock of things. And I just really enjoyed it. I just really liked taking that moment of my day to look at the sunset or look at the sunrise. Also, being awake at sunrise is something that I like, and it's something that I aspire to. I don't like sleeping through it unless I really need to. So if I'm awake, why don't I take that moment to, enjoy nature and the beauty and all of its splendor? It's different than taking time to meditate. Meditation is, again, a wonderful thing, but taking time to just, I don't know, you got to go see more sunsets and sunrises. Take time to just watch it, put your phone away, look at it, and you might get what I mean. It just breaks up your day in a different way. Okay, so that's most of my goals for 2026. I'm gonna update. If I don't update them, feel free to roast me. If I don't achieve any of them, I will say there's definitely some that are more of a priority than others. But part of the reason I'm doing this is because I know I have a lot of other things like daily obligations I have to do. But these are goals that I know there's enough time to get them done. Yes, we're always going to have our, whatever, it's our work, our family, everything else. But I really think I can get most of these done if I just make time for them. Without trying, I can probably get through. When I say without trying is without, allow me to rephrase that. Without a lot of extra effort, I can probably get done at least half of the list, because half of the list I already work on. I already like to exercise. I already like to do this. I might not get into running as much if I didn't, and I might just continue weightlifting and biking if I didn't, make note of it. And I might not end up doing the splits if I didn't make note of it, or watching the sunset all the time. I like to do these things, but part of it is to have structure. But again, the main one that's going to transform my life is definitely learning Chinese. So those are my, I was going to say 10, but like 15 New Year's resolutions. New Year's goals. If I think of a better word, I'll let you know. Yeah, that's it. And peace out, world.